this is probably the moment, in terms of the episodes, I'll be ending season 1.
Well, we've still got about another hour or two of actual gameplay, so...
First episode of season 2. Release the new thumbnail.
Alright, well. So with that in mind, allow me just a moment here to really quickly go over a few ground rules for transportation on the world map and travel times. If you'll use your ruler tool, which is the force down from the cursor in your toolbar on the left, looks kind of like a circle with a ruler in it, then you can use that to measure travel time if going on foot. It's about as close to accurate as I can get it. So if you were walking the distance, it would be 16 days to get to Paraton from Marasu, but you're on a Magitech-powered boat. So for the sake of simplicities, we can say that when using a faster-than-walking speed vehicle, such as a boat or any conventional means of faster transportation, you can cut the travel time about in half or more. And if you're going by airship, you would cut it down by a quarter, because airships are fast and don't have to worry about terrain.
What about
Whereabouts is Academy
fast?
City on here?
Well, the Academy City is well over here. It's called Animo, but you know that's that's its actual name as a location. But it's oftentimes just referred to as the Academy City.
We'll have to go through Black Chocobo Forest. Oh boy, Rocket.
Whee!
Yeah, which I did ask about. What about Rocket? Since
Wait.
he's
Would that be the forest that
She's
maybe
faster
Rocket
enough,
Richie
isn't she?
came from?
One at a time, please. I can only hear one voice at a time. So, Alistair, you were saying?
Yeah. I was just asking earlier, what about Rocket? Since she's a cyborg chocobo, so she's faster than us. Would it be cut down if she runs?
I mean, only if
Are we
everyone
riding on her?
only if everyone were on her back, but she can't go at full speed with everyone on her back, and she does have limited stamina. Generally speaking, your speed wouldn't increase all that much when riding on Chocobo back unless you were forcing them to sprint, but they are still creatures with limited stamina, and you wouldn't want to exhaust them into death or anything, so
Okay.
you would want to be careful about that. So in that context, even with Rocket, you'd still have to move at the pace of the slowest member of the group.
I thought I'd check. You want to say something, Tom?
Yeah,
I'm
Tom.
saying, I was wondering if the Black Chocobo Forest, the forest where Rocket originally came from before the cyborgification.
Rocket doesn't know. She remembers she came from a forest, but she doesn't know if that's the one or not. Everything before the cyborg stuff is foggy as all hell.
Yep, pretty much.
Mostly just raw instinct and emotion. No real thought.
I'm sorry, I just saw at the bottom left, right of this map, Amber a tunnel. This concerns me.
Yeah, that's like the biggest field of amber in the known world. No one ever goes there. It doesn't help that it's
I can't
shielded
wait for us to go there.
assuming you ever will.
Hellfire pit. Ooh boy, that's gonna be a fun endgame shit.
Well, anyways, so with the rules I laid out in mind, normally it would take 16 days to get to Paraton. For the context of this, though, on a boat, we'll say it'll take about a week of travel at sea. So, unless any of you want to have any specific interactions with other characters on the way, be it each other or check NPCs or talk with Mika or anything like that, then by and large we can probably just skip the voyage. So, any of you have any interactions you want to have?
I was just going to ask about the captain, like how long he's been at sea and all that.
Uh-oh. You approach in the evening of the first day, and the captain's standing there. He looks down at you. Yeah, what you need, Alistair?
I'm just curious, if you don't mind me asking you, how long have you been at sea?
About 12 years at this point. I'm captaining this ship for about 5, so
Wow.
I've seen a thing or two out on these waters. Pretty much as north as I dare to go, though.
Alright.
What about you? You been on the sea much before?
Yes. Which I thought it was a nice peaceful ride until Hellfire literally hit the ship and knocked me out.
Yeah.
They're not the best first experience.
Nasty business, that.
Hmm. And you say your ship's known as has the word Abiothan in it, am I correct? As in,
Seeker of Leviathan, yes.
yeah. You haven't actually come across any, like, monsters in this ship, have you?
Oh, we've encountered typical sea creatures a few times, Sahaugen, jellyfish, things like that. Never actually met Leviathan herself, though. Yeah. A wondrous day if that would actually happen. She serves as the messenger of the other gods, one who talks to us on their behalf if ever something comes up that requires our attention. It's only happened a couple times in all of history, though.
Ah. Hmm. Well, that's truly fascinating to know.
Yep.
Hmm. Thanks for that.
Welcome.
Hmm.
And Neothil, what were you gonna do?
I also know it's Amber Coast. That's gonna be great. Anyway, Nee, a couple days into the voyage, is going to see if he can catch Mika like on the deck, looking out at the sea at some point, and walk up beside her.
Yeah, she's looking out at sea, kind of enjoying the view. Tail's flicking a little bit. She has maybe just the slightest of queasy looks on her face.
Looks beautiful, doesn't it? She says, like leaning up against the railing.
Kind of jumps a bit in surprise at seeing you.
Oh, yeah, it is. Beautiful. And I'm used to a notion of you. I've lived in Marasu my whole life, but never a full 360 degrees of just water.
I felt the same way when leaving Overtea. First time going anywhere without anyone. I had to, for obvious reasons.
Well,
No regrets tagging along?
none yet.
I'm glad.
Gonna miss my parents, gonna miss Tim, but they're gonna be alright.
Never told me about your parents. What are they like?
Yeah, they're regular people for the most part. Love them to death. My dad works as a carpenter, and my mom's a brewer. A potion brewer, to be more specific. Alchemist, you could say.
My dad's in the guard. My mum is more of a housewife. Both are good, normal people, just very enthusiastic when it comes to their kids.
My parents are enthusiastic about me, too. Went out of their way. Got me books all the time when they realized how much I loved them, even though it cost them a lot out of their savings. Trying to make sure I had a good future. Weren't worried too much about theirs.
Well, I'd say they raised a pretty breathtaking daughter.
She blushes a little bit.
Thanks, I guess.
Well, we've got a long journey ahead. I'm glad to hear, Mika.
It's definitely comforting going along with the heroes of my home city.
I don't think I'm ever going to be used to being called a hero. It doesn't feel right.
Well, not really up to you, is it? It's up to the people you helped. How they see you. It's up to them if you're a hero.
Lucky me.
Lucky you. And me, I suppose.
Yeah, you're a hero now too. You have all kinds of statues in your honor.
Oh, shut up!
She kind of elbows you in the ribs.
Ow, that's mean.
I don't want statues. They're tacky.
Well, I honestly agree. Though, my elder sister, she's always kind of talking about how she's gonna have one in the middle of the palace grounds. I'm not sure whether she's just boasting for the sake of it, or to be honest, she probably just is.
Oh, sounds like you've got fun sisters. I was an only child, so I wouldn't know.
Well, you'd like them, probably. At least Kalala, she's kind of more into books than Rania is.
Maybe we'll meet them one of these days.
Maybe, but we're a long way from home.
Both of us now.
Well, we can both be a long way from home together.
He just kind of falls silent, just kind of smiling out at the horizon, the queasy look on her face gone.
Oh, happy to cut the scene there.
All right.
And just
Thanatos,
to add a little
Rocket, anything you guys want to do?
I just wanted to add a little thing right there at the end of there. Thanatos just watching the
Don't do
two
this.
from a distance.
Rocket's
leaning-
watching the water.
Thanatos is just watching the two from a distance to where he's still in earshot.
And
Just
I personally
smiling.
am starting to ship Tone and Tom.
What?
Stop it. Stop it. No, you're shipping me and Mika. There is a very distinct difference here.
Yes, a very distinct difference in every respect possible.
I mean, hell, I'm already shipped with Chrysalis into you, alright? Stop it.
Yeah,
Well,
you got.
you need to put
my barn door
this
does
down.
not go that way, I'm afraid. So ship chunk, go.
You know what you
I'll
should do?
blow
You
up this
should
ship
freaking-
right now. Literally,
No.
the ship that our character's standing on.
No, here's what you do, Tony. You need to slip Chrysalis in here at some point.
No.
Naughty.
Anyway, what was it that Thanatos was actually doing? Because that got interrupted by no.
No, I'm not. Thanatos is a good distance away, but still in earshot, smiling at the two of you, and just walks off. Not gonna bother you.
Finally, some decency from the Dark Knight.
He has decent. There are moments.
All right,
Besides, he can get all of that in once we get back to the mainland.
Rocket's just
They
kind
don't.
of enjoying the view of the water.
Thinking out ships.
All right. Oh. Okay. Let's see here. You got. Let's see here. All right. So, 2 more days pass. You're 1 day out from Paraton. So, let's see here. Alistair, I need you to roll a d12.
Oh, bugger.
This is
Okay.
where we end up in this town, the same way we ended up in Marasu.
We're gonna get attacked by something, aren't we?
So, wait.
Leviathan herself.
Want me to roll one? How many?
Roll D12.
1d12.
Okay, is that good or bad?
Day is uneventful.
Oh,
My
thank
God.
It's a high roll. so it's-
Yay!
All right, so eventually, you're all pulling into the city of Paraton. The morning comes on the last day of your trip, the 7th day, as you're looking out at the horizon, the southern horizon, being told that where the town is going to appear in the distance. You eventually see it, appearing on the distance, as the land just slowly pulls and you see the coast stretching for miles and miles in every direction, more than you've seen for the last month. You see the Skine Peak Mountains on the horizon further back. It would take you days to walk there. And you see the Chocobo Forest kind of rolling across the hills as well, just north of that, and spreading on to the east. Paraton itself, as you're pulling in, is very, very different aesthetically from Marasu. Well, Marasu was all open design so that the cat people could just hang out all over the place, dangle from poles and support beams, and leap from one floor to the other, as cats are wont to do. Here, it's all a bit more what you would expect. It's very heavily rooted in the architectural style of the Tarufel, which is sort of rooted around earthy, sort of smoothed out oblong egg shapes for a lot of their buildings. The Tarufel used to build their homes underground and out of dirt and mud and twigs and whatever they could get their tiny little hands on before they discovered their affinity for magic. And that is very much represented in their modern architecture. Their homes are almost always made of tightly packed, sometimes enchanted dirt and mudstone and things like that. They always make it look kind of earthy and nice, and it's not ugly. But here you see that while the shapes are there, the materials used are a bit different. It's not just dirt and stone. It's largely stone with some wood mixed in, with only a few buildings closer towards the outskirts and center of town where things are older, where it's all made of, the more traditional dirt and just chiseled rock. Everything else is more constructed. You're seeing influences from Moroccan architecture as well as influences from other cultural styles as well. The stone reminds you all of the styles of the elves further south. You pull into port. You see it's not quite as big of a port as what was in Marasu, but it is very, very busy. There are a lot of people coming and going of varying races. Looks to largely be a mix of Tarafel and Mithra, although you're seeing a fair number of other races mixed in as well. You're seeing plenty of humans, fair number of Elvan, some Galka here and there, and even a couple Bonga every here and there, though they're not super common. You're pulling up to a stop. It's a clear day, still cool, but not quite as cold as it was back in Marasu. And the ship pulls into port. The Magitech engines die down. The anchor is dropped. All right, the captain shouts from the wheel. Here we are. We're at port. If you're disembarking here, then bloody do it. I don't like stowaways.
Yes, sir, Nee kind of jokingly says with a mock salute.
No, yeah, don't do that, you're my passenger. Someone get the gangplank down.
Thanatos just says screw the gangplank and jumps off the ship.
Okay,
Oh, he's going to do an
Athletic check.
Make me an athletics check.
Thanatos, when
You've got like heavy armor, right? Are you sure about this?
Yes, I need to do something in this. Damn it.
Okay.
Damn it, computer, why do you have to fucking freeze up right now? I need to see my athletics, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Fuck!
Snake eyes!
I just want to say, you really asked for this to happen?
Okay.
Apparently.
You
Okay.
kinda did.
All right, so
I-
here's what happens.
Wait.
Thanatos, seeing that they're trying to get the gangplank down, but they're like the gangplank seems to be stuck or something on something. He's just like, screw this. You back a bit, you take a running start, you leap, you misjudge the distance and the weight of your armor. You fly a bit not far enough. You're like the sole of your foot where the ball leads into the toes, just cracks with the edge of the dock. You kind of stop there for a second, kind of compressing from the momentum, and then as you try to angle your momentum to pull you up, you accidentally kick back. Your shoulders slam into the side of the Seeker of Leviathan. The breath is knocked from your lungs, and then you just fall directly into the seawater below with this less than dignified sploosh.
Seeing this, Nee kind of leans on the railing and looks over. I know you're bored, but there are plenty of other times to go for a swim, you know.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's great down here.
It is salty.
Well, you're done
I guess-
showing off.
It is salty, and it is fucking freezing.
In that case, I guess we'll leave you to it.
We can't do that. Hey, Vanatos,
He's having fun.
if you're done showing off, can you just grab onto my staff? I help you up.
I'm fine. Go fuck yourself.
All right,
You
then.
heard the man. Let's get off the ship the normal way.
Good luck getting out in the cold, freezing sea.
I'm sure I can just find a frickin'
Remember to say something if you drown.
out of
I'm
character
so
for a second. Is there just like a pole or something in the docks I can just climb up?
Yeah, there's a spot where you can climb up easily enough. I'm not going to make you roll for that.
I can't
Ladies-
believe out of all of this, I get something like that.
Ladies
I
and
mean-
gentlemen,
This is the twice. You were the first critical fail in Marasu. You're the first critical fail in this new area. It's like,
I swear this is going to be like a running
you know
gag.
the worst part is? If you had that rope, you could have just kind of...
but doesn't he have? Oh, he has.
You
Has he
know,
got the rope? Who's got the rope?
you know, this forest must be really dark and anything can happen in there.
It's a good thing I'm a ranger and good with forest, Dark Knight.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, because we all saw how great you were with nature back in Marasu.
All right. Okay.
Am I out of the water yet?
Yeah, you're
I was
out of the
just gonna
water. You're
say-
dripping wet and shivering a little bit, and you're getting a lot of snickering looks from the pedestrian traffic. But yeah, you're out of the water and up with your friends.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I shake
welcome
off-
everyone, the hero of Marasu.
Mika's
I
kind
shake
of
off the,
Mika's snickering.
I shake
behind
off
him.
the water and right next to him.
That was great. Do that again. I'm going to like traveling
Ladies
with
and
people, I
gentlemen.
think.
Wait, what did she say there?
She said, "That was great. Do it again. I think I'm gonna enjoy traveling with you people."
Yeah, just think, Mika, we can actually give you swimming lessons.
And she immediately like pricks up her eyes, like narrow into like thin lines, and just like pales a little bit.
No, that's fine. I don't want water.
What did... Making
Ladies and
threats, are
gentlemen.
we, Thanatos? She says with a raised eyebrow.
Wait, what?
Oh.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear over darkness.
And
What
he
you said.
raises her eye. Oh, darkness.
What did you say?
Oh, he kind of raised her eyebrow and said, making threats, are we, Thanatos?
Threats? No, it'd just be a playful little dunk.
Alright, good to know, she says as she pushes him in.
Make an opposed force check, you two, to see if that works.
Oh my god, Tom, this is not cool.
Double.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is just a playful little dunk. In your own words. So force check. So 2d6 plus 3. Alright. Dash roll 2d6.
Congratulations, you got not 5.
Ooh, just.
All right, so
Ah.
Nia goes to push Thanatos, and he just kind of just takes it, just stands there, planting himself like a tree. You're not falling for that shit twice.
You're no fun.
Ladies and
That's
gentlemen
your
of this fine place, I am very sorry for my friend's acrobatic feat.
And Carafile, sir, you might be taking the next dip.
You're all in Paritan. Road is yours. How do you wish to proceed? What are you doing?
That's fine, Thanatos, just a towel.
He was the first to get wet behind the ears.
You sick.
Can Chocobo swim?
Not Rocket.
Seriously though, could somebody get Thanatos a towel?
I don't need a towel. Let's get going.
You need a towel. Let's find a shop. That's all
no,
towels.
that's fine. He can use a lower version of fire to just create some heat around himself and dry himself off.
Wow.
That's creative.
I mean, I
Very
used
handy.
little wisps to light those barrels on fire back in Marasu, so yeah.
What time of day is it currently?
It's early afternoon, like 1 p.m., 2 p.m.
Alright.
Given
My vote is we. Since it's getting dark, we have a look around, see if we can find a way of securing passage tomorrow over to Academy City, and then try and find a tavern to spend the night.
Passage over to Academy City. You walking?
I'd say we're gonna have to walk, Nee.
Well, we might as well have a look around, see if there's any bloody carriages or whatever going.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there like carriages here or something?
Yeah, a carriage is gonna carry you all the way through that forest to the academy.
Well, at least somewhere.
Well,
between, we don't
obviously,
know.
take
That's
an
why we
alternate
have a
route.
look to see if there's any sort of route going through the forest or anywhere, even if not to Academy City directly.
Where's the fun in that?
Hold on, I got a tornado warning.
Oh, okay.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Is it a
I
legit
got to
warning
mute and
or?
go check on Mom.
Okay.
It looks like a legit warning.
Oh.
Oh
shit.
fuck.
All
Yeah,
right.
you might want to go.
All right, go check.
Hey,
on
I'm
it.
gonna go have Mom come downstairs.
All
All
right.
right.
Here's to hoping it's not a real problem.
Shouldn't be.
All right.
Soon.
All right. So, what are the rest of you doing again?
I agree with Nee. Better to go in the day than the night.
I mean, again, it's like 1 p.m. and it's gonna be dark at about 6.
Yeah, but it gives us time to walk around and see if we can
Oh.
find other ways.
Explore the town, see if we can find, seeing if there's any passage to anywhere between here and Academy City, and then what else is going on around town.
All right, fair enough.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I guess this would be are you so like you're asking around as you're exploring to just get a lay of the land and whatnot?
Yep.
All right, then
Yeah.
everyone go ahead and make an inquiry check.
Okay.
Inquiry.
Just a normal.
What's that?
Do I have anything in inquiry?
11.
No. So
Okay. Nothing.
swear-
Okay. It's 2d6s. Fair enough.
Ah,
8.
All right.
So apparently the dice don't like me today.
That's fine.
I mean, they lied to you enough to stop me from shoving you back in the water.
You think
That
you
was-
had problems? In both of the boss fights, I had this problem. Goal I missed.
All right.
So feel grateful that didn't happen. to you.
Anyways, all right. So for Neophil and Alistair, you're both able to sort of get an idea of things. You're able to figure out the general layout of the town. It's split into 4 districts that roughly correlate to the cardinal directions. The north is the waterfront. The west is the main residential district, referred to as the Seagull's Roost. The east is the Polished Bazaar, a series of open plazas surrounded by stores and framed by wealthier homes. That's also where a lot of the barracks are, and also where the local governor's home is. And lastly, in the south is the Open Road district, which is kind of a collection of very wide streets with only a few buildings scattered around that kind of serves as an easy entrance for the city to people to figure out where they're going. You figure out that this town, it's smaller than Marasu, but it does have a few shops of its own. A lot of its inns and taverns are either by the entrance to the city, the road, or they're by the docks. Which, makes sense. A lot of sailors are going to want to drink away their worries and have nice cooked meals before heading back out into the water, so. A lot of stuff.
All about in terms of passage around places, carriages and such.
In terms of passage... hang on a second.
I say we pick the safest path. If there is one.
Don't be stupid. There's always going to be something.
In terms of passage, like transportation from Oroton to Academy City, you'll learn that there isn't per se travel directly to Animo from here, but there are a few caravans going to Lolato, which is kind of a stepping stone on the way, which is one of the large cities of Lapinia. Kind of serves as a trading hub, and it largely specializes in chocobo-related stuff due to its close proximity to the Black Chocobo Forest.
When do they leave the next one?
The next one is due to leave in a couple of days.
Alright. Oh, we can discuss that. And when we get to the tavern, I guess, for the week, we can do that. I'll head off on our own. Yeah, we'll probably be faster on our own, but yeah.
Probably.
Alright.
We've got that
Anything else?
information. What are you doing now?
How long does that take us?
It takes you like an hour and a half. You can ask around and get the general gist of all that. Again, it's not a super large town. It is very much smaller than Marasu.
Oh, is that Rocket?
No, she's... Oh, not yet.
Still muted.
I just had banging. I wasn't sure whether that was her coming back or that was your chair, darkness.
It might have
Nope, it
been,
wasn't me.
might have been my share. My share is, shit.
I
I'm
see.
trying not to move in my chair.
Alright, so I suppose at this point we should go and find a tavern, grab a drink, and then discuss our next move as a group.
Agreed.
And you do find a tavern easily enough. You find the Squat Potato, as it is known.
Smooth.
Quite a creative name. So, Thanatos, since you and Nee and know more about alcohol, which ones would you recommend to me?
Just
For
get
a
an
lot-
ale.
Yeah, for a lightweight like you, I'd say just nail.
Enough.
I can go off to the bar then.
Step into the Squat Potato, and it's a charming little establishment. It's about the same size as the Whiskers Corner back in Marasu. Bunch of people kind of hanging out inside. A lot of Tarafil, a lot of squat people kind of sharing drinks, laughing, talking, having a good time, enjoying themselves. You see behind the counter is, of course, as per the usual here, another Tarafel barkeep. Kind of a male, kind of a pointy hair, kind of poking straight up, kind of like an onion. Has a slight tan going. Leaning a mug as you're all approaching, he looks up. Oh, hello. What can I do for you?
I think we're after some ale.
That can be arranged. What are you looking for?
Small bottle each.
All right. That'll be 20 gil per bottle.
Here you go.
I think we're all coughing that up.
Yep.
20 kill off.
Well, I just did.
81. Alright.
So now I'm down to 2003.
You are still loaded.
Yep.
I'm on 1,281.
2003. A good year for me.
I don't remember anything from 2003.
Ironically, that puts my guild to 2019.
Eh.
Would you look at that?
Hallelujah.
It would be even more
It's the
ironic if
year.
it was 6/23, 2019, Gil.
Well, if you can find us a job to give us that kind of cash, sure.
Is Mika joining in or is she staying out of this one?
Yeah, sure, she'll grab stuff as well.
Another.
Let's
I
find a
guess
table.
Just walk. As for walk, it's just water, I guess. Normal
let's
water,
not
of course.
let's not drunken the bird.
Not that kind of
No,
water.
I said normal, not the fun kind.
I mean, let's just not give her alcohol in general.
Exactly, just water then. Like I said.
Dude.
Anyway, let's find a table so we can talk. Do we find one?
Yeah, you find a table easily enough. You're not gonna get situated.
Certainly. What did you find out?
Like a lot of people are kind
You
of
all
looking at you.
together.
Yeah.
A lot of people in the
Forward.
bar are kind of looking at your table funny because there's a fucking cyborg chocobo here, but they're not raising a fuss about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, caravan leaves in a couple days through Black Chocobo Forest to Lolato. Or we could try going ourselves tomorrow.
Found out similar information myself.
Or we were all together when we found this information.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
So, thoughts, opinions? Come on.
Well, if this caravan is looking for guards, they would most certainly jump for joy with all of us.
Only issue
Plus,
is
it may
that
be safe. It might be safer.
And just to clarify, I
and
don't
be
think
faster.
I specified them looking for guards. That they were just heading out. You could potentially
it's just
talk-
to travel.
You could probably talk to them about helping with guarding or coming along, but they're not necessarily in the market for that per se. So it'd be kind of a have to
Is
negotiate
there-
that.
Is there anything dangerous in this forest?
Chocobos.
I mean, I don't know Final Fantasy very well. I'm pretty sure chocobos when they're not our little nutcracker here aren't all that dangerous.
There can be quite a lot of different kinds of wildlife.
They
which
can,
Stone would-
they can definitely be territorial. So, especially if they've got eggs or young to look after.
Keep to the path. Well, the issue with going by caravan is that A, it will be slower, and B, we'll be stuck here for several more days.
I'm gonna have Mika roll a lore check here.
Mm-hmm.
15. Excellent.
Whoa.
Damn.
All right, so After a moment, she kind of takes a sip of her own ale, sets it down.
Well, as far as the black chocobo forest, the most prominent creatures there are black chocobos. Yes, that's why it's named that way, of course. But going through it, we're not likely to actually bump into very many of them. They're very skitterish creatures. More likely, we're probably either just going to not bump into anything of note, or if we do, it'll probably be things like water sprites or gunweed saplings. Most risky thing we could bump into would probably be a Galterix, but that's pretty unlikely.
Lumina's updated. They are in the basement.
Oh. Shit.
Alright.
So,
Alright. In that
Okay.
case.
Well, from the sounds of it, then it should be okay for us to go on foot, maybe? If we want to get there fast, that is.
I mean, if there's not much of a danger of running into anything other than the occasional little monster, that shouldn't be too much of an issue.
The group of us together could travel faster.
I defer to the decision of the rest of the group, though.
Well, your voice counts as much as the rest of ours.
So let's take a vote.
I say go tomorrow.
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 So everyone's voting to go on your own tomorrow?
Is that right?
It doesn't sound all that dangerous, so it shouldn't be too much issue.
Okay.
I just find it ironic that the chocobos here are black, and I'm starting to get the idea that this is where Rocket is from.
Yeah. It's a shame that Lumina isn't currently here.
Aw.
Tornadoes are a bitch.
Yeah, they tend to come up at the wrong possible time.
Alright. Well, if that's the plan.
Well, as long as it's okay with Mika and Rocket, of course.
We have all voted. Let's go.
Alright. So you
Next
spend-
one.
Right, you're spending the night. You don't have to pay anything because of fundaments.
Nice.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Right. So Luminous had to leave the session prematurely due to a tornado warning. Disappointing, but alright, so
Whoever can't be helped.
alright, so eventually you managed to get your hands on on an actual map of the world, or the region at least, so you know where you're going and how long it's going to take and where to go. To get to Lolato, you will have to pass through the Black Chocobo Forest. There's a ridge at the end of the trip. This will be about a 7-day walk.
Yay.
Next week. That's fine.
All right. So, with that in mind, you set off from Poriton, passing out to the front gates. You start leaving that town behind and heading off into the Black Chocobo Forest. It's maybe a couple miles outside of town is the main entrance into the forest, so to speak, where the dirt road that you're taking kind of carves between the trees and worms its way through and between. As you're making your way in, the sounds of open grassland and the ocean leaves your ears for feels like the first time in forever, and you're now in a forest environment. You hear the occasional bird chirping away in the distance, animals scuttering away through the foliage and shrubbery. Every now and then you hear a day owl hooting at something, or an eagle shrieking, or some other type of forest creature making its typical sounds. A breeze passes through, making the leaves rustle and waver about. A few shafts of sunlight pierce through the forest canopy overhead, creating sort of a jagged polka dot pattern of spots of light across the forest floor as you make your way through. So,
May I roll for awareness, just in case?
yeah, sure. Everyone actually go ahead and roll me awareness checks, and we'll just use those sort of your general...
Ooh, 11.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, no.
Oh, now it's Knee's turn to fuck up.
Yeah, Neotha rolled a critical fail, so she's too busy enthusing over a different form of scenery.
Yeah.
You want to do Rocket and Mika?
Cat girl.
I'm just like watching her tail switch back and forth.
Like,
I wonder what it'd be like to pull that.
Oh.
Oh dear.
All right. All right. So,
Pretty alright
all right.
walls.
So, make your way through about 4 days of travel initially. You will be at about here. You're over halfway through your journey. Making steady progress. The terrain is getting a little more lumpy as you're sort of passing closer to the Skine Peak Mountains. So you're sort of at the tertiary ends of the foothills here. The forest has gotten much denser as you've been going, largely because, you're deeper in it. But so far, nothing has really struck you as being at all alarming or concerning. You haven't had any dangers so far. At any rate, let's see here. Would be Thanatos. I need you to roll me 1d12.
Fuck.
It's your turn.
Knowing how the dice have treated me today, I don't think this is going to go well. Sorry, guys.
It's alright. Oh.
4.
1d12.
That can't be good.
4 out of 12. What could go wrong?
Alright. Okay, so as you're making your way through, you find yourselves stepping into a sort of open-ish clearing, still dotted with trees and shrubbery here and there. Rocket's kind of been quiet the whole while, keeping to herself. And, in this clearing, something strikes you as off.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. There's some...
Alright.
there's
Awareness
some,
checks.
we're gonna stick with the awareness checks you used before.
Alright.
Those.
Sunny's still staring at that cattail.
Just a moment here. But what strikes you as off about the clearing is you notice a distinct series of tracks along the dirt ahead of you. Chocobo tracks.
Bird.
Got a map here. I haven't updated everyone's stats yet.
I'm apparently damaged still.
I copied and pasted these from the previous thing. So if everyone could really quickly just let me know about your current max HP and MP so I can adjust your tokens.
101.
One for Neothil.
As for me, HP 134 and MP is 40.
Thanatos?
HP 117. MP 22.
Mika? HP should be 8. Hold on, did I pull up the wrong version of her character sheet?
You know, I just realized something.
But
We never got armor for Mika.
Oh shoot.
did not do that.
Well, we got next city. We'll do that then.
Well,
If we get there.
Alright,
Oh
so
dear.
let's hear. So she is hovering at 8 HP.
yeah, Alistair is going to have to be right there with that shield. It's like, block it!
Yep, I am.
And 50 MP. I would do
50
Rocket, but I don't have her her character sheet.
Mhm.
So.
Wonderful. Chocobo tracks. On the looks of it.
This is the Chocobo Forest. It's not unexpected.
Rocket also
Well.
kind of steps forward, looking at them, sniffs at them a bit.
Are they? So, how fresh are they?
They look to be pretty fresh. Pretty freshly dug up from the impacts. And from your nature check, actually. See how much you can deduce here.
What's my nature? 1, 2, 3.
I have none for nature.
6.
And I'm gonna roll me a 7. Great.
12.
Oh! Well done, Phantos.
All right. Well,
Apparently, rangers don't teach you much about nature.
anyways, so Thanatos, looking at it for a moment, you're able to deduce, from all the time you spent in the wilds traveling around with your master, you're able to figure out that these tracks are pretty damn fresh. The soil directly where it's been dug up is still a little moist. It's pretty fresh. Hasn't had a chance to dry up or fill in with anything yet. This is new.
Hmm.
And as you're kind of studying them, about here-ish, you're kind of studying the tracks. You hear rustling up ahead.
Oh no.
To your left.
Oh boy.
On your left.
You
So
turn.
basically,
Yep, right here.
Yep.
You turn to look, and you see a black chocobo.
I still wish no one was still here.
Right?
Why did she have? Damn you, tornadoes! We need our nutcracker here.
It kind of pokes its head out, looks at you all, trills quietly, shrinks back a bit.
Rocket, maybe you should handle this one.
tell her we're friends, we're just passing. Tell her that we don't mean her any harm, we're just passing through.
Rocket sort of conveys to you real quick that chocobos don't really have a spoken language, just general sounds they make.
Mm-hmm.
Convey broad spectrum meanings, like
Yeah,
a shriek could indicate, there's danger nearby or to back off, that kind of thing.
Make the friendly sound then.
She kind of nudges Thanatos aside and sort of steps forward a bit into the line of sight of the black chocobo. They sort of look at each other for a moment, and the wild one takes a step back and squints at her, sniffs a few times. She makes sort of this high-pitched chirping quee noise. But the moment she does that, the black chocobo's eyes suddenly snap wide open, and it takes a few steps back and starts shrieking at her, spreading its wings wide and just flapping them aggressively in a gesture of back the fuck off.
Jeez.
Yep. Which Rocket does, takes a step back, looking a little surprised. How did any of you wish to react to this sight?
Hey, right now, Risha would just try
Let's
watching
just keep
and
moving,
watching.
Rocket. Stay away from her.
Yeah, why don't
Don't
we
get close.
give this thing its space and just move
After
on?
all, we are guests in its forests. I wish not to piss off the locals.
Indeed, let's.
You've seen what Rocket's capable of. Imagine an army of them.
Well, Rocket's mechanical, so let's just give this thing its space.
Wasn't it you,
Exactly.
Mika, that said about them being rather territorial?
Yeah, they can be.
Well, then that makes sense, especially if maybe this one has a family back there.
Then let's just give it its space and move on.
Mm-hmm. Because I
Yes,
wish
Rocket,
not to be a
okay.
murderer of a family of chocobos. Thank you very much. I would never let that down.
As you're moving, you actually start catching sight of a few others, kind of hiding amongst the trees and stuff and poking their heads out to see what the ruckus is all about. Their eyes similarly lock directly onto Rocket. They start bristling up and looking aggressive and taking steps back. Everyone could make me, hold on a second. What would work best here?
Like maybe a calm check if there is one or something like that.
Trying to find
For
like
us?
I'm trying to find the closest thing to like an insight check. In this case, it looks like it would either be it would probably either be a language check just to read their body language, or awareness or nature check. So pick your poison.
I have
from-
none for nature.
Let's
Oh,
say,
well.
let's just do nature again.
pick your poison from
I
the
just have knowledge.
I'll do awareness.
9. Fuck.
9.
And me,
Is it-
6.
Aw.
Shit.
Mika?
Alright, that's Mika.
Now I got the 6.
Yeah, she's going to use awareness because for language. Thanatos and Neothil, kind of observing their body language. It seems like they're not really reacting to the rest of you. It's Rocket specifically they're reacting aggressively towards, and you are able to recall after a moment that they only did so after really getting a good look at her and like sniffing the air. They're reacting to her.
Maybe it's your cybernetics.
Yeah, they probably don't
Understand.
understand
Well,
why there's metal coming out of her.
Mm. It's okay, Rocket. This is keep moving and get out
Yeah,
this
let's-
forest.
Yeah, let's just go before they decide to be even more territorial.
Let me see. Go to keep making your way. You catch sight of one more, kind of off to the side. Looks to be slightly younger than the others, though definitely an adult still, just slightly smaller. Looking ahead at all of you. Tilts its head, catches sight of Rocket, starts mimicking the others, bristling, shrieking, flapping its wings. Slowly making your way.
The tornado
Mika.
came at the absolute worst time.
Right?
Because Lumina would love this.
Right? Why? That's why I'm about to do what I'm about to do.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, hush you.
Which is, let me guess, to be continued.
Hang on, I need to pull up a thing.
Uh-oh.
Alright, well, after a couple seconds of continued slowly trudge your way through, trying to not look aggressive, move slowly, Rocket routinely trying to make non-aggressive, chirps to indicate, that she's here as a friend. The other black chocobos are not buying it at all. And then suddenly, your eyes all latch over to this chocobo as suddenly an arrow lodges itself in its side from somewhere over here. It shrieks at the top of its lungs, thrashes wildly, feathers and a little bit of blood spraying out. It staggers off to one side, crashes against the tree, and then slumps to the ground. Let's see here. I need to damage for that.
Oh no.
Fuck just happened?
Let's see here.
Bloody
Who
hunters must
shot
be.
that? I mean, I
Oh.
don't think Chocobos usually hunted. It sounds more like potentially a poacher.
Alright, so it just took 18 points of damage. It's still alive, but it's hurt, and it turns to glare, shrieking violently and trying to scamper away, and its buddies are all starting to, run and scamper as well. And, from the tree line, you see, a band of poachers.
Poachers, knew it.
Or
Oh,
at least people you assume to be poachers. Let me just shrink those down to be human-sized. Let's see here. You get 1, 2, 3 groups of them, each one numbering about 4 individuals. With bow and arrow and swords drawn, their eyes lock onto you. The lead group, their leader, looks like a banga, points a sword at you, kind of curved blade, and shouts, "Witnesses! Take care of them!" Buddies all go for their weapons. And
Are you
we're
sure
going to have
you've
to-
rid?
And
You
we're gonna have
bastard.
we're gonna have to call that a to be continued right there.
Alright.
So you said there was 3 groups and 4 in each one, right?
Yeah.
So that's 12 guys in total.
Yep.
Fuck.
Keep in mind that each group of 4 counts as 1 enemy in terms of how damage and whatnot is calculated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a single enemy with the swarm property, which just means that there's multiple of it in that swarm.
So 1, 2, 3. Next time on.
Next time on Final Fantasy D6, we kill us a bunch of poachers, and Rocket has a nice little moment with her chocobo brethren.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
We're gonna actually get, because this was clearly meant to be a character moment for her.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Down
frickin' tornado.
tornadoes.
She'll
Damn
be surprised when she gets back.
Indeed.
All right, so bit shorter than I would like because Lumina had to go partway through. I'll go ahead and send her a quick recap to catch her up on what happened, and hopefully we can pick this up next time. So, thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, so much for tuning in to this episode of Final Fantasy D6 Chronicles of Eno. We will see you next time. Look forward to it, ladies and gentlemen. Bye.
Ta-ra.
Bye, everybody.
Yep, this is gonna be a fun time.
We get to kill poachers. Yay.
Finally out of Marasu. About damn time.
We are out of Marasu. We were on a boat. I fucked up.
Yes.
I feel like this is going to be a running gag with every time we get to a new place, I fail some kind of check, and then it's just...
Maybe you'll be
joke.
third time lucky when we get to this new next.
Well, here's to hoping.